So I'm sitting there in the shaman's like converted church apartment, and all of a sudden I feel the flow of the medicine going over me, and there's a song playing, and it's Tina Turner's like Buddhist album, and all of a sudden I hear Tina Turner going,
"Nothing lasts forever.
You will die." And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be a trip of my freaking life. And it was. So I knew I was being called by my higher self, intuition, my heart, whatever you want to call it. And I knew that it was time to do ayahuasca. I was living in Berlin at the time. I was getting out of a relationship and I was just feeling really stuck. And I remember finding this shaman online, and she was in Holland, but she trained in South America, and the ayahuasca was harvested from South America. And you know, her soul is just so shamanic and beautiful. So I planned this journey, this shamanic journey. The night that I booked it, I had the most vivid dreams, and in a dream, the plant medicine came to me, and I just like felt woozy. Like I can even feel it like talking about it now, because it's believed that if you're meant to go on this journey, which you should decide, you know, if it's something you want to do from your soul, your highest power. It's not some kind of like weekend excursion with a friend or like drinking at a bar. It's really an insightful discovery of maybe where you need uncovering and need some light shined upon. You know, at the time of my life, I had a lot of questions getting out of that relationship. I had a lot of questions about what was next for me, and I also needed that cleanse. So, flash forward, I do go to Holland. I meet the shaman in her beautiful church converted apartment, and I start going down this experience. And I will say that the medicine really moves through you, and all of a sudden you're kind of taken into deeper understandings about yourself, deeper visions. And you know, I think that the biggest takeaway for me was it would bring me down really dark roads of my psyche, of my subconscious, and I would feel like death. But then I remember like the medicine, like it made me at one point curl up, and I felt like I physically died. But then all of a sudden this new energy was like rebirthed right after, and I like rose like the phoenix rising from the ashes, you know? And that's what's so beautiful about this medicine. Once it gets in your system, it really kind of, I call it like a flush of consciousness. It's like a river of consciousness moving through your body and clearing out any debris, any junk, any kind of stagnant energy that you just don't need. So think of it like a full-on cleanse of clarity, and you don't need to be afraid of it. I also think that so many people are afraid of having, you know, kind of psychedelic experiences like bad acid trips or bad trips or doing too much. But if you go into these experiences with fear, you might experience more of that, because, you know, what you focus on grows. But if you go into it and, you know, it's suggested that you clean your diet, that you don't drink coffee for a certain number of days, that you know, have a little bit of a cleanse before. And the importance of that is because for the medicine to get into your system and for it to fully really be absorbed by your system, you need to have a clean and clear system. The reason a lot of people throw up or have diarrhea is because the medicine is actually flushing your body of toxins. So if you have a lot of throwing up and a lot of, you know, diarrhea, it's really the medicine purging all of that from your system. And that's why you're recommended to have a cleanse many days prior to the journey, because that way the medicine can actually go into your system and you can have that more psychedelic spiritual experience without all the throwing up and stuff. Like, I never threw up. I did have some diarrhea, and they were like the best shits in my life. It felt like rebirth shits. But I wasn't throwing up because I have a clean diet. I did like a few days of cleansing and fasting beforehand, and I think that the medicine just went in me deeper, and that's why I had such a deep experience. But it really depends about how your system takes it, and it is something to think about. So if you're looking for that insight, if you're looking for awareness, if you're looking for a deeper furthering of self-knowledge, and all those things can happen. And why I feel like ayahuasca changed my life is it reminded me what I've always known. You know, I practiced yoga for 21 years. I'm a 500-hour trained teacher. I had my spiritual awakening 12 years ago, and throughout the journey though, sometimes you get stuck, sometimes you need to be reminded of what's next and what's for you. And I feel like ayahuasca made that very clear. And like the day after ayahuasca, like my brain was just so clear thinking and so focused, and it's almost like you never want to drink coffee again, you never want to have sex again, you never want to do all these things again, because like you feel like you're going to pollute yourself. And when you're so clear in your energy, in your brain, in your mind, which is what ayahuasca can do for a lot of people. This is not, you know, professional medical advice, but it can really help you go deeper and tap into that vortex. Because, you know, my channel, Creative Life School, and what I've done a lot of my service in my soul's purpose around is helping people achieve their highest level self. And ayahuasca can tap you into that. Do I think that if you are going through life and you're pretty and focused and you're on the right path, do you need something like ayahuasca? I don't feel like I need it for my personal self right now, because I feel more aligned, but I felt like I needed it and it helped me get here. A lot of people microdose mushrooms, but there always has to be a purpose and intention. Yes, we are here to actualize our best self, but sometimes we don't need to be putting anything into our system in order for us to live our best life, or to have the focus, the determination, all those things that are inside of us. Sometimes we need help tapping into it, and sometimes we just need to tap into it and go with the flow. But if you're wanting to go with the flow more, I would say do that ayahuasca, because Tina Turner might be waiting for you and give you this incredible experience. And I would just say don't be scared, because there were moments of my journey where it almost was frightening, or that I saw these visions that I didn't even really make sense of. But that's life, because we're not meant to make sense of everything all at once. The answers really come in due time. But ayahuasca can definitely help you find the answers that you're looking for. But remember that every system, every body, every system reacts differently. And I know people who have had PTSD from ayahuasca, and I think that's important to note too, because you always want to feel like you're in a safe environment, that you're ingesting something that's safe, that you are in good hands. So, you know, don't jump into things because you think that it's gonna just be the answer for you. The answers are within you, and it can support you. Everything can support you. Relationships, building a business, all the manifestation stuff, everything will support you. Really do it from a heart-centered place, and don't feel like you have to do it. And if you don't do it, you know, your life is over. That's the bell, and that's the end of this video. And like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. This channel is based around creativity, manifestation. This is more insight, but we have a lot of content that is educational, breaking down what you need to do to achieve your personal, professional, financial, spiritual, energetic, healing goals in life. Love, and I'll see you soon. I'm Garrett Paknis, founder of Creative Life School.